All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Fontaman, and welcome to this morning's show, which is going to be somewhat odd because I haven't slept yet. Last night I had, 8 White Castle burgers and a bottle of cheap Chardonnay, and then all of a sudden, as I'm laying down to go to bed, I hear from operations that we're going to Thud Ridge and we're dancing with the fucking telephone poles today. You gotta be shitting me. So yeah, War Thunder actually has a game mode with actual objectives now. It only took them 10 years. It's also markerless and realistic battle. And why did this take this long? Oh, it's also only a test and it's only here for 2 days, which is why we're streaming right now. So, welcome to the show, folks. Yeah, we get to play helicopters and jets in the same mode. Or we get to be MiGers. You could always be MiGers. But holy hell, it's a game mode with gameplay and objectives. Other than fly straight towards each other and kill each other. And, ignoring all of those things on the map that don't actually fucking matter because they're only, it's to give the idea that the game is deeper than it is. Why the fuck are you awake? Mistakes were made, I suppose, but we're gonna keep on going with that one because, trust the plan, I guess. Anyway. So let's see what the hell's going on here. Assuming War Thunder added something I was not aware of. They have added a game mode for a limited test, wherein we get shot at by fucking SAMs. And our objectives are to destroy the SAMs, or defend the SAMs, and I'm not actually shitting you. This is a War Thunder game mode with ground objectives that actually determine the outcome of the match. What? However, of course, we're gonna have to be the MiGers first, aren't we? Everybody's playing the we're gonna have to go over and play with we're gonna have to be the MiGers first. Damn. Well, we'll see if we actually get into an actual match here, but it looks like everybody's playing the US because it seems more interesting. Right, so, yeah, so let's see how this is going on, and let's all just sit here and complain positively. How do I complain positively? I complain positively by saying, what took you so fucking long? I believe I may be missing some context on that word. Oh, YGBSM? Yeah, that stands for You Gotta Be Shitting Me, which was, legend has it, the reaction of an F4 Rio as he was told what the hell a wild weasel is. And that's what he's doing today. You tell me we're gonna fly directly at the fucking SAM sites and try to shoot them before they shoot us. You gotta be shitting me! Thus the legend is born. Okay, so what do we have here? We don't have anti-radiation, of course, because that would be, I don't know, fucking smart at this point, but you know what? We've got actual objectives, and we may actually need a full fucking tank of gas for this. Okay, so we've got 9 Js, dogfight sparrows, Zunies, right? Okay, so that should be useful here. We don't want to actually get anywhere near the fucking SAM, so being able to shoot them is probably good. We're gonna have to deal with air threats, though. Okay, so let's follow these guys. It's a PvP mission or a PvE? PvPvE. Holy shit, they even made HUD elements. So, we're flying Cobras and Phantoms, and the other team is a bunch of MiGers. The MiGers' job is to stop us from doing our job. Okay, so we're back in the F4E after a billion goddamn years, and that means we have to deal with pre-pulse Doppler radar. Okay, so we've got a bunch of Zunies. We are headed directly into the Eastern SAM net. We're being pinged by shit. I'm assuming the SAMs are gonna start appearing any moment now. As soon as they get a solid track, we'll hear it. How come you're up so early? It's because I didn't go to bed. I decided to have myself a gratuitous drink if there ever was a gratuitous drink. However, it was comparatively light for me. Something reminded me of White Castle, and I realized that I hadn't had White Castle in God knows how long. However, in Florida, there are no White Castles, so I had to get them, you know, frozen. So I decided to have that and 2 bottles of incredibly cheap Chardonnay. We're talking like $6 7-Eleven wine. Explanation of Migger. It's a person who pilots a MiG. He MiGs, therefore he is a Migger. Was that aimed at us? Oh shit, they are. Oh shit! Whoa, okay, well, we got one. Well, I got one! I have to get used to the markers, though, because we don't have any. Yeah, so hang on here. Let me allow that, because that's not a slur. It's Migger. A man who MiGs. He may also be a console player, and then it becomes a slur.
Alert.
Right, so, yeah, we don't have markers, so I'm gonna have to actually use my eyeballs, which— oh god! You mean realistic battle markerless?
Alert.
The thing we've been asking for forever? Jesus, fucking Christ, it's like everything came true all at once. Okay, so I have rockets bound to 4 for some bizarre-ass reason. I'm not quite sure why I did that. Okay, so there is a Z. Wait. I see you. Come on, Rio. Find the MiG. Find the MiG, Rio. Find the MiG. Come on, find the MiG. Wait a minute. He's still approaching me, and I can see his RWR pinging me, which actually that might actually be the ground-based one. I can't fucking tell. This is why we needed strikes and standards, man. I'd even put up with the amount of paperwork you have to actually sign on after you fire a standard. Okay, so I'm just kind of sailing right— well, actually, I'm not through the net. We're gonna see the net. Cruising low is our best defense against being shot by the SAM site. However, they will run out of missiles eventually. Alright, where'd that MiG? I don't see the MiG. Alright, where's the SAM sites? Oh, well, I think we found it. Ow! Wow, really? Shit. Okay. Ow. The AI has been cranked up to threatening. Holy shit. It's almost like they could have did that at any fucking time. Okay, so it's slightly to the left of center. Got it. Now, how many lives do I actually— I have no more lives. It's just 3 lives, which is— oh, holy crap, a game with respawns. I hadn't actually registered it, but holy crap, it's a realistic battle game mode with no markers and respawns. Holy shit, it's like people have been saying we should do this for 10 years. Why now? I'd say I'm not complaining, but yes, I am complaining, because holy shit, it's only here for 2 days. SA2s? Yes, they are SA2s. Those things that were flying past us earlier, those were SA2s. However, we seem to have a bigger problem with the fucking Shilkas, actually. Okay, so it's slightly to the left of center, which is probably that hill right over there. That's the mountain we slammed into. Does the enemy team? Yes, the enemy does have a team. No, okay. That's still pinging us? No, okay. So that ping in front of us is... I see something on the horizon. I wasn't fast enough. I saw the tracer, though. Or I saw the flare. But yeah, that was a telephone pole. So they still do have missiles. I was just I was flying too low. Okay. I think the Tomcat RWR mod might be so out of date now that I can no longer actually utilize it because it's not pinging correctly. Because, holy shit, I actually have to worry about things that aren't just an air intercept radar. Whoa. Let's try that again. So yeah, so flying low was the intelligent thing to do. And once we started flying high, what do you know? A SA-2 immediately fucking exploded under my wing. So, didn't see any MiGs, but let's try that again. Playing helicopters is probably fun because you just kind of, you're doing the thing that I like out of helicopter PvE, which is just kind of terrain masking and suddenly popping up and shooting the AA in the face before it can shoot you. So, things to get used to. It's markerless, and the AA is actually a very, very terrifying threat. These are all things that, you're not gonna be used to. Well, you might be useful if you play tank battles, but this is not, you know, fighting over a Beyblade arena. And holy crap, they actually have 2 maps. You have multiple maps? You did multiple maps for this. What have you guys been doing for 10 years, aside from doing stupid shit? Okay, we have Mavericks on this bitch, right? Where are, No, I guess not. They got rid of the Mavs. Huh. I'm gonna have to go look at that. Actually, no, they would have given us that. So they got rid of the Mavericks, even though we had the Mavericks, or rather, all of the cool people that were showing off the gameplay before the mode came out. All of those War Thunder content creators, you know, people that aren't me. All those people were showing off the game mode with Mavericks, which tells you they're casuals because that was clearly too easy, and so they have given us no Mavericks. So they were playing easy mode. Because as you can see, we have no Mavericks, even though the F4E does have Mavericks.
Alert.
Okay, so this map is incredibly flat, and so this is going to be kind of terrifying. But hey, this is what I wanted, a ground-based objective! This is what I actually have been asking for a billion goddamn years. A ground-based objective that matters so I can be a ground pounder and actually affect the outcome of the fucking game. And no, you didn't need to wait until you had jets and SAMs to do this! You did not need those things to design this game mode, which is... I ask again, what the fuck have you guys been doing? That looks like a MiG. Okay. Can I sight the MiG? Yes, I can. Actually, that guy's bigger in front of me. Nope. Aha!
Alert.
However, I'm probably gonna lose that lock because I need to get low here. Ooh. I have no idea if that missile is actually still going towards the target, so here's another one. You know what? Here's another. And another. Those are going nowhere near him.
Alert. Alert.
Oh,
Alert.
that's the SAM site. I just popped up to shoot at the MiG directly underneath the SA-2 net. Oh no. Whoa! Ow! Yeah, we're gonna have to learn these maps. And that, my friends, was a terrible idea. I popped up to engage a target directly over top the SA-2 net. This is a fast track to getting killed. Unfortunately, my dogfight sparrows didn't really feel like, you know, having the energy up there. You ran interference for your buddies. Yes, I was a very interesting radar return for the ground targets. It's a very expensive flare. Okay, so you can't see where it is, and it doesn't look like it shows up on the map, even though we know it was shooting us. So maybe it only appears when you... only appears to you when you see it, because it does have icons. That's another thing they showcased, those wonderful content creators that got to play this for God knows how long. They showcased that when someone spotted the ground targets, everyone could see them. But they've apparently removed that, because apparently that was too easy. Hello?
Locked on.
That's not what I wanted to do, but you know what?
Alert.
Radar lock. Radar lock.
Come on, Juliet.
Alert.
I'm a phantom that's loaded for bear. I'm not gonna be able to keep turning with him, but hey, he looks like he gave up the turning thing. Yep. So guys, I got a MiG here. So guys, I got a MiG here. I could use a hand here with the MiG. This is gonna be very interesting. Can I, oh shit, do a Cobra? So I got a MiG here, guys. Nope, that's the ground. So unfortunately, yeah, you gotta kind of pick a role here, because I'm not gonna be maneuverable enough to turn with a MiG. Well, even on a good day, that's not the Phantom's fight here. So in order to get rid of the MiG, we need to get the jump on him, or we need to be running clean and actually doing air superiority. Like, we actually need to do cap, which, oh fuck, hey look, rolls, based on what your mission spec is. Unfortunately, the best way to engage these fuckers is, also the least reliable. Thank you, pre-pulse Doppler radar. So we have to use our fucking eyeballs. Working on it. Got him! What do you mean, teamwork? What do you mean we're working together to cover the ground pounders and the cap flyers? What do you mean this is what we could have been doing for 10 years? Man, we're just, you know, playing bait here. That one, I don't trust that one. Where is he? Where's the MiG? Where's the MiG? Where's the MiG? Ah! I didn't get a radar return. I didn't get a radar. Yeah, no, the ghost of the Tomcat RWR is actually fucking me here. So I gotta get rid of that. Because I'm not getting proper radar returns. Also, yeah, stuff. So that's actually breaking the whole game, which means I have to turn off the Ace Combat sound on. Oh no! We can't even really hear it though, so. Well, at least not in game anyway. So, okay, so, see here, because, no, you can do that quickly. You can just kind of turn it off. See, I don't remember where it is. Oh, sound? Is there a custom sound modification? There it is. Turn that shit off. I gotta restart the game, though. Goon, are you gonna watch the Bethesda Jank announcement? No, because I know it's just gonna be Skyrim, but it's fucking Oblivion. I am absolutely, completely disinterested with them remaking Oblivion. Can you tell that they have absolutely no idea what to do? And this is why it's taking the next Elder Scrolls game that they announced a billion years ago, to actually come out. It's almost like the only thing they know how to do is circle the drain, because, I guess all the people with good ideas, got killed by COVID. I guess? That really seems like the only thing going on. Anyway, so yeah, unfortunately, I had to turn off the Ace Combat sound mod, but we couldn't actually hear it. I need to actually be able to hear the RWR because I cannot actually see around me as quickly as you usually do because there are no markers. So I have to use my fucking eyeballs, and part of situational awareness is actually your RWR. There's just shit you're not going to see coming, and your RWR is going to tip you off. But it does look like the Miggers actually have a really fairly easy time, honestly. Like, we have no pulse Doppler radar whatsoever, so I can't get a lock at close range or even really long range with the dogfight sparrows reliably in any regard. You could try, but it's going to be incredibly difficult to actually do that. The Juliets are okay for rear aspect missiles. They're pretty solidly side aspect missiles, actually, and usually when the radar actually, hooks onto something, it fairly accurately guides to the target. However, yeah, we're not going to do a whole lot when we're loaded for bear here, but the thing is, we got to make a choice, and the more interesting choice is actually going for the objective. So let's go over here. I could fly Cap, though. Do I have to get a pole out and just kind of nudge him the fuck away? A little close there. Let me open the canopy and fucking nudge him away with a stick. Also, it's dawn, so we're gonna see even less. But, okay, so we're over here.
Attention to the map.
This is gonna take a bit of time to actually get used to the map here, because it's a completely different set of terrains with a completely different, arrangement of new targets, and none of them have markers. So, this is what I wanted, it's just that, oh fuck, I actually have to learn how to play this thing now. Whoa! I'll sit here and do it, though! It better be longer than fucking 2 days. They better amend that shit. But what? Who the fuck are we kidding? It's Gaijin. This game mode's gonna disappear and we're never gonna see it ever again. They still have to prove to me that they're actually gonna do that, and they have absolutely never proven that, ever. They've never proven that they will, in fact, actually keep a good idea. Also, hey, new RWR tones. That's a Sam. Good golly, Miss Molly, that do in fact be a Sam. Cut the burners here. Okay, Stony, he's the guy up in front, so that means that he hit 2 launchers. The radar is what keeps the launchers running, though. And everyone just exploded violently. That's not good. Skada. Hose the entire site down, but unfortunately Shelkas. So, yeah, just don't go near the sites. Ow. Right, so yeah, the Shelkas are actually fucking instantly lethal, but hey, we got the site. So yeah, do not actually go over the site. We need to actually sight the site and then fucking blow it up from as far away as possible. Which is, hey, that's what the Zunies are good for. We don't want to bomb the site, or at least do so at high altitude, but why the fuck would we want to bomb SAM sites at high altitude? You know, where they can see us! We could try skip bombing, but that means we're actually, you know, exposed to the Shelkas. Or I'm sorry, what am I thinking? Skip bombing? Lofting. We're not in the Navy. What are we talking about? Okay, so...
Attention to the map.
That's a Sam. Man got killed by a telephone pole. That, however, is me. Can I get me? Come on. Come on, he's right fucking there. Come on, Juliets. Juliets! That is rear aspect! Okay, guns it is. Is the man cruising with his fucking engine off? Oh. Ah, yes. He was. I still killed him, though, because I shot him. Right, okay, someone says they want to do counter-air, and yeah, no, it looks like it's necessary. Okay. So that man actually ran out of fuel. He's that doofus running around with minimum fuel. Which is also kind of somewhat negatively impacting the whole Phantom thing. So it looks like, yeah, you gotta actually have people that are actually up here making sure all the MiGs are dead. Which is still classic War Thunder here, but, you know, we actually would be better arranged depending on where we, you know, what planes we're flying if this was a live match. Because we wouldn't just be stuck with Phantoms. We'd actually have an arrangement of planes. I'm hearing a lot of tones here, and I don't clearly see. Oh, hey! Okay, you know what? You just fucking... What is it again? Yeah, no, I don't remember what my jettison key is, and it looks like, you know what, this is becoming a bigger issue. Of course, we have to kill the MiGers in order to actually enjoy the game mode. Miss me! Okay, that time you hit me. Yeah, I'm too heavy to get rid of these guys. The best thing I could do is actually pull the nose up and hope a teammate sees them. Or actually pull off a pretty good fucking reversal on that guy. Interesting. Flares, come help! Flares, the universal international signal for, oh fuck, someone's shooting at me, help! Send aid! So yeah, we're gonna have to deal with the MiGers. Like, we get, looks like one strike before the enemy team arrives, and that's the ground. No. Ah, he crashed too. What are those pods of? Rockets. Okay, so it looks like we get one strike before the enemy team arrives, which is, well, just kind of like typical War Thunder-isms, right? Because, you know, the fast bombers hit the deck and they arrive before the air superiority guys get there. And then the bombers typically just die, and then, you know, it's fight or grab ass from then on in. So it looks like it still plays by those rules. However, yeah, we need somebody to take care of those MiGs, and you know what? I'm gonna do that for a bit. Let's see how successful that is, because I'm having a bit of a trouble here, actually surviving. So, let's try and do that, even though the Phantom is and isn't in a good position here. I mean, it's still balanced, but, the enemy has an air-to-air net, or, you know, a surface-to-air net, which is bad, meaning that I can't get terribly close to the front line without being shot. I can't really have the altitude dominance the Phantom really needs to actually win, because it's definitely not winning a turn fight with a MiG. Checking those were unfired rockets with the aerodynamic covers intact. Yes, that's exactly what they were. Afghanistan? Oh my god, we've even got variations. Now we're coming from the sides! Ooh, this game mode must have cost $1 million gajillion and must have been in development since the fucking beta in like 2013. Why the fuck what took this so long? Anyway, let's bring it down to 20 minutes of fuel here to lighten up the plane here. Okay, so we're SEAD. Well, actually, no. CAP. They're SEAD. We're CAP. Get the acronyms correct here. Because clearly, somebody needs to get rid of the MiGers. Which, someone was always gonna do that. Unfortunately, it looks like, you know, it's gonna have to be the people that are the most determined. I can't say competent, but most determined to actually win the game. Which is still kind of unfortunate, but, you know, someone's gotta do each job. There was always going to be a place for air-to-air combat in this mode, because you need to kill the fighters before they kill your ground attackers. However, every time this game mode got close to existing, the fighter players complained! SEA. Yes, the C region. Suppression of enemy air. I am partial to dead, though. But unfortunately, that's still ground attack, and we're not doing that right now. Air intercept. Okay, we got a MiGer. Is that a... that is a MiGer. We got some man. Actually, 2 men. Okay, he's out. I'd like to lock onto the man today. Before, you know, before the SAM gets to me. Yeah, before the SAM that was launched imminently gets to me. Come on. Okay. I heard it. I didn't see it, but the game told me it did in fact miss me. Nope. And then there was the second one. You see, we gotta be careful about that. The problem is, radar? Or rather, pre-pulse Doppler radar? Holy crap, we even have, like, enduring conflict, like, buy-in, buy-out, but we got limited lives, so that doesn't matter. But hey, look! It's this thing called Enduring Conflict Realistic Battle No Markers! Oh my god, I haven't seen you in years, I thought you died! But you died! And we all cried about it. Really, we did. Okay, so I actually have to learn how to play the Phantom in an actually productive manner. Which is a thing, because I haven't had to actually do that since the fucking Phantom came out. Okay, so unfortunately, relying on our Sparrows appears to be a terrible mistake, as you would expect from pre-pulse Doppler radar BVR combat. Nope, unfortunately, we don't get strikes or standards yet, because that would have been too easy, right? Shit. All the cool kids were using Mavericks in all those pre-release videos that they were showing off, and we don't even get those. That is an air intercept radar behind me. I don't like that. However, it looks like we've got some other problems here. There he is. I've got to actually train my eyes now. Oh, that's another bigger. Oh boy. Okay, Olds. Can you give me a hand here? A little bit more of a hand. That is the ground. Nope. Hey, we probably survived that. I've got to train my eyes now because I've been wanting to do this, but I haven't trained for markerless game modes. So this is kind of the issue here. I need to train to do that now. Which I'm happy to do, but the only problem is this is only available for 2 days. So, I'd love to do this. I would love for this to be War Thunder, because I will eventually get better at this. Because really what we're doing is spot the dot, and, you know, I might need to clean the screen up a little bit, but I can do that. But we're gonna have to be a looking and a watching. However, I'm pretty sure the MiGs are probably gonna have a... We'll go hop over and play the Russians, because I think the Russians have a really easy situation here, because all they have to do is, well, first find the Phantoms, which is easy. They're on their side of the map. No markers is just 2014 again with low skilled crew. Yeah, basically, but it's been a while. Yeah, that's 11 years ago. The universal sign for oh fuck! That man, he's in danger! Actually, he's dead, but you know what? Actually, no. That is the, well, he got the AA site. Nope. There's the MiG! Okay, can I get a radar lock? No, I'm just gonna get hit by, okay, yeah, my RWR is not picking up those sounds. No, I'm just gonna get hit in the face by a telephone pole. No. Man, that is difficult. I suppose what we need to do is actually break open, because I'm thinking of how to play this and actually be able to do this. We're going to have to break open one side of the map so we can operate efficiently and not get immediately slammed by the SAMs. So there's some things to figure out here, but hang on here. Let's play the MiG for a sec. Let's play the MiGs for a sec, because they look like they have an absolutely easy as fuck time. Because all you have to do is not slam into the ground and find the Phantoms. And because the Phantoms' radars are so terrible, you're not really going to get shot in the face. Granted, we only have, like, two missiles. I think we can survive the fuel tank. I'm pretty sure we probably can. We're going to bring that up to about 25 minutes of fuel. I don't think I'm going to survive that long. So yeah, they spawn inside the bubbles randomly, so they're not always in the same spot, too. Okay, so... Hello, MiG. Oh, wow. I could adjust the search angle slightly. Wow! Thank you, Russian radar. So yeah, that's basically just acquisition, and that's it. I do have to be careful, though, because the MiG can actually rip its wings off. However, this is the MiG Biz, so it has the best engine. Okay, so the only thing you really need to do is just appear near the enemy and shoot them. Which is actually fairly easy to do in this situation, because their radars suck, they can't see you coming. And you have the AA net advantage. You could go in high, but that's pushing it. Because I made a terrible show of playing a Phantom. However, a MiG that's approaching from high altitude is in the narrow field of my radar actually functioning. The narrow threshold by which I may be able to lock him and hit him with a Sparrow. So you don't want to do that. So unfortunately, we still have to deal with, you know, the enemy players being the problem, which is kind of robbing the fun of this, but you know what, there were supposed to be rolls anyway. Oh. Right, I flew directly off the map. Again, new maps, I'm not really sure how to orient myself. And also, the lack of the arcade radar is actually kind of fucking with me, because I'm expecting to use that as, like to get my navigational bearings. Which, there's a compass in the fucking cockpit, Fonto, but still, that's odd, sorry. So really all we have to do is fly low and don't contrail. Unless the guy has friends that will immediately appear behind us, we're good. Okay, where are we? Okay, we're past the radar, the first SAM net here. It doesn't look like there's anybody flying around here, but I can't really spot the dot and zoomed out third person. We also have to worry about those helicopters, too. Alright, so let's cruise horizontal here, which we're just gonna notch the already inefficient radars. Okay, okay. I believe that's a friendly return. I believe that's just that guy up there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to clean my screen, because I'm gonna need my eyeballs for this. I suppose you're in a better position with the Phantom because the RWR can tell you, you know, that could actually give you range on air intercepts. This, it's just, hey, there's a guy over there. Beep. I've got fucking Sputnik for an RWR. Looks like the entire enemy team is over here. Actually, there was some guy behind me that took out the other AA net. So yeah, this is becoming a very interesting game of hide-and-go-seek with terrible radars. That's the fun of it, I guess, but still, terrible radars. Those look like returns, but I can't... It's just 30 kilometers and that's it. Come on, I can see them. I have no ability to actually, like, lock onto that guy, though. My ACM is 30 kilometers, though. That's... Man, we're simple here. Once again, Russian radars. Okay, there's a guy behind me and a guy somewhere near me looking at me in this direction. The RWR does not ping with friendly radar sets. Now, wait. Actually, that's Sam going out. Hang on. Well, that's actually a pretty good idea. Let's follow the Sams. They see something. That's about as close as we can get to ground-based guidance. By the rocket's red glare, there's a dude over there. Okay, so there's a friendly over there, but there's also apparently a guy. Also, I can't adjust the elevation whatsoever. I can adjust the angle, but not the elevation. So, Well, the SAM... Actually, no, that was just the SAM exploding. See, those trails, those are what's gonna screw us up. That's what people are gonna find. But, you know, we gotta actually find somebody. Because I can spot the MiGs. The MiGs are somewhat easy to spot because they're fucking base steel airframes that contrail. What are you flaring? Where is the man? We're gonna get into the spirit, I think, if we're playing this with, you know, like, friends of, like, fucking the flares being a really elaborate game of Marco Polo. I could see that happening where, oh shit, flares is just the clearest way to tell everyone on your team, oh god, there's a guy here. I still don't seize nobody. There is that guy. Is he being followed by anybody? I think I've got small returns that might be a helicopter somewhere. I saw it for a split second. But this radar is so fucking absolutely atrocious that I'm not gonna get a return. Or I'm not gonna get a lock. That was a little closer than I would have liked. I thought that guy was a little higher. Oops. Oh. Well, most of them are fucking dead, so that would actually explain a bit. There's an art to doing this, but it looks like, yeah, the MiGs are actually having a grand old time here. Or you're just gonna die. Or you're just gonna get no kills when everyone dies. Looking around, and I am just not getting any fucking returns whatsoever. Man. Well, I survived for the entire round. That's an upgrade. That's better than crashing into the ground as a phantom. So yeah, we got a new environment to train on, which is good, but the problem is it's a limited time event. Yeah, I'd like this to be immediately part of the game, right fucking now, but unfortunately we can't have nice things like that. So I could train to do this, and I'll probably be pretty good by the time the event ends. And then all of those skills will go to waste. But seriously, why did it take them so long to come up with this? It seems like I could have designed this in an afternoon. However, hell, my idea was to just have, like, Iwo Jima be Bad Guy Island and filled with very scary AA and ground units and surrounded by boats. Just have the entire Allied, you know, just be, you know, a PvE mission where everyone's on one team and you just fly at the big scary island. Shit, I even put a spot in there for tanks. We're getting real simulator battles with easier control vibes here, with the whole we're flying around and not really seeing anything. That actually sounds kind of clever. Yeah, it's just an amphibious assault mode. Everyone spawns on an aircraft carrier or, you know, a base that's somewhere off in the middle of fucking nowhere. Everyone flies towards the island and, you know, engages the ships and the AA, and, you know, you're also playing as ships too, because I remember you too, War Thunder Naval, barely. I have to kind of walk into actually remembering that you exist, but you exist. So, everybody takes the port on the island, and then when the port is taken, you get a tank spawn now, and then you drive across the island and go get other capture points while being covered by the Navy and the air. I came up with this by myself. We're getting lots of pings. Now, wait a minute. No, I can't use orders.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Over there? Small indie studio, etc. Uh-huh, right. Small family company, please understand. Wait. Now, wait a second. I saw a return there. Got to step off the burner there, because I only got 12 minutes of fuel. I had myself a long, lengthy sortie. That does sound like fun. Yeah, it would be fun, because everybody would be playing on the same team. He disappeared. There was no death warning. He's just gone. But everybody's playing on the same team, and we're all just, flying at the ground targets, and, some AI jets. Unfortunately, you would actually have to have, program AI for helicopters, which is something they've never actually done. Okay, I couldn't find anyone, but that's like the simulator battles experience, where you fly around, you take off, you fly around, and you find absolutely fucking nobody, and then you land and you go, well, that was stupid. That's just gonna happen when you don't have markers. And also, everything is as fast as it is. Like, in props, it's a little easier, because everybody moves around fairly slowly. So you can kind of... I don't know, something makes it easier to spot with props. Jets move around really fast, so it makes them easier to miss. Let's try that again, though, because we're at least gonna get one fucking kill here. I actually just have to find them. But I say this, and we're just gonna have one of those moments where I pick the side of the map that everyone's going on, and then all of a sudden I have, like, 4 fucking phantoms staring at me. Then we know where they are. Okay, also... yeah, all we have is R3Rs and R13s, which are Sidewinders by any other name. They're like Sidewinder E's. Okay, so... we're gonna run us the river here, and we're gonna get around where we at least kill one phantom before we hop back over and try to actually, dissect how to play the phantom here. But there's definitely an art to playing this, and you do need people that are cooperating. Kind of like in simulator battles, honestly, but will this be the game mode that actually has people working together? What the hell was that? Will this be the game mode that has the majority of the player base actually working together to actually accomplish an objective that isn't just killing people, even though the side's objective is just kill everyone, but we're defending the ground targets? You could have this with any other defensive... I guess that guy blew his wings off because he doesn't realize the MiG-Biz is that fast. Yep, no, that guy probably popped a wing. But then again, well... these engines are actually... no, that's... no, wait, no, that might just be... Nope. Smoke's too thick. But hey, we could make this a defense of anything. You could very easily make this the defend the B-17's mission. It's very easy. I'm being tracked through solid ground. Granted, they may be up high, but that means that guy's gonna be fucking dead real quick. Yeah, they're already dropping over there. If he's up high, yeah, that guy's gonna get hit by a fucking SA-2. Okay, so we've reached the line. What are you shooting at? Can I shoot at him?
Attention to the designated grid square.
Okay, that's over there. Yeah, that was an F4E over there that exploded violently. Well, I'm gonna have to trust the RWR here, because I can't see shit. Aha! Granted, that guy's probably already fucking dead, but... buddy, get the kill or don't, come on. This airspace is getting real busy real quick. Okay, where the hell is that other fan? There he is. Of course. Radar? What radar? We lose more MiGers like that. What is a radar? Did that impact the mountain over there? Well, hey, look, a return. Whoa! A return! R3R. R3... Computer? And the AA got him. What the fuck? Granted, I'm surrounded by SA-2s flying around. Wow, I actually got shot down by someone. Oh no! So, yeah, the radar, even though I did just get shot down by a dogfight missile, meaning that he actually managed to get a lock on me. Good for him. The radar is completely fucking worthless. Don't use it. Right, radar missiles, bad. As I honestly have learned with all Gen 1 radars, they suck. They're barely useful for guidance. I would have gotten the kill, though, if it hadn't been for those dastardly everyone spawning on top of me thing. Now, see, I hear something. Nope, that's just me. So now that we've ceased using that thing that absolutely is atrocious, and even with a solid lock, you saw how much it struggled to actually even get off the rail. So now that we've ceased doing that, let's actually get kills and just kind of pretend that we're still in a pre-radar heater land, because that's just kind of what this is. Okay, so we're over the front line, and I'm gonna say that the bulk of the fighting is still going on over here. There is a radar return behind me, though. Okay, I've got a contact. Left and right. But I had one guy in front of me. Okay, that's a friendly. Is he doing anything? He's flaring? Yes! He's dead, but there is the enemy team. Actually, there's two of them. Get the kill. 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 Good. Splash! Alright, where's the other fucker? Drop down to the deck here. Where is the Phantom? Where is the GI? RWR, pinging in all directions is really not helping the whole finding something. Really not helping, but they'd have no reason to be over here, so they're probably turning back towards the SAM site. That's a tiny return. Now, wait a minute, that might be a helicopter. Though, granted, I have no idea how a helicopter would manage to get over here without being torn to fucking shreds, but... No. That's the SAM site. Which is trying to lock me at all times, which is really not helping the finding the targets thing, so I guess we have to use our fucking eyeballs, and that's about it. And, you know, watch for the SAM sites to shoot at people, because that's a pretty good sign that, hey, look, there's a guy over there. All in the learning process. Unfortunately, the RWR does not ping for friendly aircraft, but they don't seem to have adjusted that with friendly ground units. Okay, so I'm gonna say that they probably see a guy somewhere over here, and that is who they are shooting at. I saw contrails, I think. Ah, shit. Didn't pull hard enough. Still not pulling hard enough. Well, I clicked him. I clicked him a little bit. I don't usually fly MiGs, so that's gonna take some work to get into as well, but hey, I got a kill. It is basically just a really fucking stupid game of hide-and-go-seek. I like how they removed the tickets, even though the tickets are still probably there. Yes, they are. So those are what's counting down. The game still probably functions exactly like that, but hey, look, we've actually got progress in terms of mechanics. They're at least hiding the ones behind the seats that we already know. They're at least trying to hide that there may be something else, yo, holding this together other than, yo, chewing gum and duct tape. Right, so, we got a kill. So yeah, it's try not to die, and a funny game of hide-and-go-seek. It definitely does function. It doesn't end immediately because, hey, we're all fucking blind, so no one could really find each other, right? That stops it from, you know, everybody just flying directly towards each other and it being like an endless game of head-ons where everyone dies past the first engagement. That, on top of there being respawns, means that there is time for people to do the objective, because the enemies aren't immediately on you the moment you actually get anywhere near the center of the map. And if you die, you have 2 respawns, so you can actually do more things other than just doing the whole one and done fucking shenanigan, which, hey, holy shit, people pointed this out a million years ago. Even though this is seeming like it's still duct taped together on top of enduring conflict, but it functions, and I'm absolutely shocked that it took them this long to figure this out. Which tells me that no, they figured this out way earlier. They're just retarded and didn't really feel like it. Even though the idea was perfectly fine, they just kind of went, nah, who cares? This has probably been in the back burner for like 5 years. At least. Okay, so we're back at Phantoms now, and now we're gonna have to try to have a run at the AA net. Now that we can see, it's kind of incredibly fucking difficult to find anyone. So we can kind of use that to our advantage here. However, we're going to do the whole Zuni thing, because that seems to be the most advantageous way of going about this. However, of course, we're still loaded for bear here, so this is going to be kind of a hey! Watch it, buddy! What? Did we do the whole thing where you just kind of pushed me to the battle? Did I turn my engine off? Okay, we had someone spawn in a helicopter really close. We'll try the helicopters in a bit after I actually get something done here. Try to have a good round in the Phantom before we switch over there, but I think the helicopters are probably in an incredibly deadly situation, which I can probably survive to do decently, but it's still probably going to be awful. Like, hi, I have arrived at the zone of combat and instantly dead by a shellcam. I have finally arrived within the zone. There are the instantly dead by a shellcam. Okay, well, sir, that's a telephone pole. Sir? The man got a call from Con Ed. Unfortunately, Consolidated Edison had his number. Air intercept. Okay, so, well, my advantageous position here is that I have an RWR that actually somewhat functions like a reliable RWR. That is just a field of flowers, apparently. Now, I think the SAM site's over here. Yes, it is. I can't see anything, though, so I'm gonna have to round the bend here and hope the Shulkers do not immediately shoot me in the face. No, that was just the lighting getting really weird. Okay.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
I hear it. It's up there. Aha! Oh, no. Ah! Low, 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 low. Nope, nope, not low enough. Now, the problem here is that, well, I have found it. The problem here is that, yes, you've given me dawn mechanics to make it even harder to actually see the fucking guys. So, you just kind of made this incredibly difficult to actually spot the targets before you actually get anywhere, before you can actually engage them. So this is a little bit, I feel like this is a bit obnoxious in terms of difficulty, but you can't really judge the weather. So you're never really gonna have control of the weather here, but I really still feel like the dawn is so amazing. It's so interesting, so dynamic gameplay is really still getting on my nerves even now. Sam Witwicky is in your War Thunder game. Who? You expect Gaijin to not fuck this up? Well, okay, that's a Phantom. No, I do not want to lock onto the friendly here, but this airspace is getting real fucking crowded real fucking quick here, so... Boy, mercy me, that wasn't even the fucking guy I was looking at. Come on now. Jesus fucking Christ almighty. Zap the Bigs! He has no fuel. Ow. Yeah, I found the whole enemy team, guys. I'm still getting used to the problems of operating in this sort of situation here. I'd probably be better if I knew I was going to be having to fly the Phantom E, but yeah, I'm still getting used to actually figuring out what the fuck I can and can't do reliably here. So yeah, the enemies are all over there, but let's try to go somewhere else, because we know it's kind of difficult to find someone, but you don't want to fly directly into the mess of people once you've found them. Is Shia LaBeouf's character from Michael Bay's Transformers. Okay. So I feel like the game mode works here. This is going to take some time to really learn in this machine, but the problem is, we're not going to have a terrible amount of time to learn in this machine. Mavericks would have been very nice, though. Hey, maybe they'll give us night battles finally and really rack up the difficulty here. Come on. Dawn, really? Again? Just give us a fucking complete pitch black night. Come on. You can do it. It's in the game. While you're busy doing things that you should have did years ago. Okay, so AA close. So. Okay, it's directly in front of me, slightly off the nose, to the left. Where is... Where is it? Where's the site, Mansley? Mansley, where's the AA, Mansley? Where are the telephone? Actually, they're all dead. That was a MiG. That's a problem. I got a hole in my tail, but he's dead. Ah. I have found the SAM site. Now, can I actually get some lift under the plane and not slam into this ridge right here? Good, okay. Fucking hell. Did we really need to make it this hard to see shit? Unfortunately, they're in this ridge over here, and man, my entire plane is now a fucking drag chute. Yeah, that's the whole I lost my tail thing. That's a bit of a problem. Kind of an interesting problem, now that I don't have a tail. And the Shilka's got me, because I can't fucking see them! They're basically fucking impossible to pick out. Like, I'll learn to pixel hunt them, but man! Like, making it dawn is actually incredibly difficult. Kanto 8 approaches. Yes, I saw. We need to go back and do Olympus Company here. But yeah, wow, okay, it's actually hard to see things when they're hard to see. So the problem is, I don't really have anything that would help me actually make this more doable. I guess it's a proof of concept. You want to use this across all all eras? So you'd want to be able to have a game mode you can play in all eras. It's just that it's interesting, I guess, with surface-to-air missiles, but you can do this with flak belts. But again, man. Sure would like a lightning pod right about now. Or maybe some hobos. Wait, I do get hobos. Wait, I can't use the Mavericks or hobos, which would be actually extremely helpful for finding shit. That's the helicopters. I suppose we'll give those a try. Okay, so we've got dumb bombs, which will get us killed because we can't line up where the sites are. So how the fuck are we gonna bomb them? Like, you have to be flying high, but if you're flying high, you're gonna get hit in the face by the SAMs. So somebody's got to be flying high as a spotter and then click exactly on the map where the site is, so everybody can kind of orient around it and know which part of the ground we need to be looking at in order to actually find the damn thing. And then some crazy fucker's gonna have to run in there with dumb bombs to actually find the damn thing. So this is really... This requires teamwork, which that's gonna take a while to develop. Wow, immediately being shot at. What a surprise. Okay, so... It's not the base Cobra. Also, I didn't see a helicopter once while I was flying the MiG, so probably incredibly hard to find. Unless they want to add IR vision. I mean, yes, we have those, but the problem is... They clearly removed those because that made it too fucking easy. But the moment anyone has, like, an IR targeting pod, we're gonna... This is gonna make this incredibly easy. That phone call's not for me. It's for that guy. Okay, it's on that ridge.
Attention to the designated grid square.
It's over there. Ah, so you can see it.
Attention to the map.
Good lord, what I wouldn't give for a fucking spotter right now. Get me a Bronco in here. And again, I'm the spotter, I suppose. Okay, so that AA net was actually hit. There's probably still some targets over here, though. think a MiG just flew right behind me, but I can't see him. Okay, this is where we're gonna have to be really ginger about this, because I know that whole AA net is over this hill. Oh, die! That's exactly what I was afraid of. Yep! Immediately killed by Shelka. Yeah, that's exactly what I expected. Like, I do have toes. I probably want those. That's exactly what I expected to happen. You can't see those, though. The problem is they're too well camouflaged to be seen, and the only time you see them is when they're firing, and when they're firing, they're so accurate that if they're firing, you're probably dead. Unless somebody does the old school Wild Weasel and just blitz the whole area running as fast as they possibly fucking can. Making the AA net fucking shoot at them so that, like, the three guys behind them go, oh, they're there. Which, again, teamwork. Oh. Well, hello there, Meg. Son, I will fucking click you. Son, I will click you good.
Attention to the map. Cover me.
Okay. Gotta level out so I don't slam into the ground, but... Ah! Fucking clicked. Oh, of course fires don't kill Russian planes. That's not the only thing I can do, cocksucker. Yeah, you better get fucking turning. What, you actually think that's a missile? I got a better chance against this guy than the AA net, so... Ah, god damn it. Oh no, they got Jimmy. No, not Jimmy, no! I killed him. I got hit by a friendly missile, though. That was totally a friendly missile. That was probably a friendly sparrow. Actually, no, that was an R3R. Okay. I got hit by someone else. They killed my gunner as they reapproached. And also, we're winning. Wow. Yes, firing a tow at a fish bed, because I know War Thunder is stupid enough to let me get away with that. I've killed planes with fucking Mavericks. Well, we did it. I guess the MiGs couldn't find anyone. So hey, the Americans can win. I feel really useless in the helicopter, mainly because I can't sight the... I can't do anything. Like, I'm gonna have to engage from an incredibly far distance away. Granted, I can grind helicopters. I can get that little bird at some point. So it's a really bad position to be in because these planes are so primitive in their roles. I mean, it's a basic proof of concept that it works, but it's a really bad position to be in because I can't really sight these guys up at a safe distance, which is probably the whole point. But still, this makes this kind of an incredibly difficult, trying time. Granted, I'm glad we have a ground-based objective finally, but man, okay, this is gonna be difficult. I heard about playing Maverick Chicken and Bombers. Yes, No, it's a Phoenix, that's what it is, totally. It's Phoenix-shaped, it must be a Phoenix. Okay, so I guess what we'll do is try basically what I just said. So I guess we'll try we'll be dangerous. We'll try the retard bombs. Yeah, retard bombs. Okay, so we'll do the old Wild Weasel way of doing things. Which is fly really fast the AA net and see who shoots at us. When they shoot at us, we know where the AA net is. So I guess we're an RF4. We're photo reconnaissance. Which, hey, look, another roll. Whoa! Whoa, it's almost like you could have actual, like, rolls for planes that aren't just silly fucking things you put on a stat card. It's almost like they could do something if there was an objective. Whoa. It's almost like it's really, really kind of sad and pathetic that it took 10 years to get here. Actually, you see, there's plenty of Russians here, however, they're not really that big of a problem if you, well, run really fast, because it's incredibly difficult for anyone to find anybody. Actually, hell, if we're an RF4, we can use that funny Japanese blue camouflage. That's actually what those are. Those are photo reconnaissance F4s. We can actually use that properly. Neat. Okay, so, we found the enemy. Let's see if we can get over the site real quick. Yep. They missed. Got a hole in my wing. It's the right wing. I found the site, though! It's right there! I hit something. I might have hit the radar with one of those snake eyes. That or the Cobra's got it. You see, what are we supposed to do against that? Because Jesus fucking Christ, that Shulka's gonna tear us apart if we get anywhere near it. Granted, I suppose the guys with the Zunis would probably have an easier time. Yeah, just don't fly over the same net twice. Okay, also I gotta be ready to hit the bombs here, because I was trying to figure out what the fuck my bomb release key was, and yeah, actually, no, we're mopping up pretty quick here. Alright, that's half the AA net's down immediately. But the problem here is, while I am going in... Granted, we were supported by helicopters there, so that's how that worked out, but I'm going in, the problem is I'm not gonna be able to really get any fucking points. Because I have to spot the AA net, and flying over it twice is kind of a dangerous proposition. It's those fucking Shelkas. There's nothing we can really do to take those out, though, because if we had Hobos or Mavericks, we can probably stand a chance at lunging at it. Oh, hey, ho. Box 2! However, unfortunately, he's probably moving a little bit too fast here, so... Holy shit, a Sparrow lock! Go get him! Come on, Dogfight Sparrow. Come on! Hey! I don't know where the fuck the Juliet went, but the Dogfight Sparrow actually got him. Unfortunately, we, seem to be pretty shit at saving our teammates. That's another MiG! Yeah, I'm not gonna make that turn. I guess everyone's missiles suck. Yep, everyone's missiles suck. A hand! A hand! I am a phantom laden with bombs! Help! At least I'm making him waste all of his missiles, so that he cannot threaten anyone else. A hand, please. That's all his missiles. I'm dead, but that's all his missiles. I made him waste a lot. Ooh. Come on. Pull. Pull, you stupid fucking... God damn it. I managed to get the nose around, but the missile came off the rails, and it didn't actually hit the target. So, without help, that's basically a distraction of what I just did, because I'm not going to be able to outturn something like that. Especially when I'm fucking laden with ordnance. I could probably get him now, though. I will get back up and I will kill him again. So yeah, you definitely need people that are actually, like, arranged to play Cap, which, hey, well, you wanted something to do with your platoon of dudes? Well, here's something. Hey, you want to get 3 of your friends together and fly in formation? Go hunt down the Miggers. Because, boy howdy, it's really annoying. And I'd like them dead. Mm-hmm. I see. 2 MiG. Actually, 2 MiGs at a SAM site. Oh, he's dead. That's why I can't find him. He's dead. He landed on the SAM site. Honestly, all the beeping would drive me crazy and unable to play this. Nix, welcome to playing a fighter pilot in, well, modern jets. The thing that most, media gets wrong or doesn't display about modern jets is that a lot of the systems cues to the pilot are audio. And a modern jet basically sounds like a fucking pinball machine. However, it's making those really annoying tones because those are things trying to kill me. And the tones get more erratic and loud and annoying because someone's trying to kill you. So, I see the MiG. Oh. Mud spike! Oh no. Alright, well, at least I know where the sites are now. I found them! Uh-oh. Oh god, they fired one right at the face. Ah! Yee! Run out of missiles already! Ah! Yee! Oh, wait. Release the bombs, you fools! I got one off. You see, I'm too slow, too. Like, I'm slow as fuck with all this ordnance on my plane. Like, I need to be able to, like, pick and choose here, because you're not flying over that and actually getting anything done. So yeah, the bombs are a terrible idea, because it seems like it, obviously. The problem is the Shelkas. The Shelkas are fucking absolutely deadly, and there's no quick way of shooting them. There's no way of getting rid of them. If I had Mavericks, I could fucking fire them from standoff range. But there's no real good way of getting anywhere near that without getting shot to shit, unless you find them, and then, you shoot them first. The Zunis are about the only thing you can really use. If only you had railguns. If only I had a modern jet. But I understand the limitations. However, man, this is a really uncomfortable fucking span of time. Like, this is a really uncomfortable tech level to actually be doing this, which is, well, that's history, but man, fuck! I'm all alone, which is a problem. I do have dumbfire rockets that are linked to a ballistics computer. I do have that. So that's what the Zunis are for. That's my only, like, standoff weapon. It's not really a standoff weapon, honestly. So, welcome to this span of time where all the technology is kind of terrible. No. I see those contrails, and no. I picked the wrong spawn. We're not going that way. I am linking back up with my team. I am telling them there are planes here, and I am leaving. I am calling up... I am calling up the AWACS, and I am telling them, send the fighter jocks over there. I need Cap over there. I'm leaving, said the RF-4. Let's try to inform our team with a message. Teamwork! I am communicating with my fellow morons. And I am telling them where the MiGs are. Go kill the MiGs, anyone who wants to kill the MiG. Like, because you need people that you know are going to be playing Cap. You need people that are going to be able to run the AA nets and take out the planes. Granted, we have a multi-role plane, but the problem with the Phantom is that it's too fucking heavy to really dogfight at, you know, the drop of a hat. And also, my radar set is so awful, I still can't lock on to this guy. Hey! He's fucking walking away. Unfortunately, the easiest way to get away from a missile usually is flying the other fucking direction. Where's the MiG? Come on, where is he? I know he's here. There he is. Where's the 9Js? Come on. Come on. Your side aspect, you can do it. Fine, here's a Sparrow. Kill MiG. Kill him. Kill him! There we go. Fired one because it's literally Vietnam. It's literally Vietnam and I can't trust my Sparrows, but unfortunately we've got bigger things to worry about. That was another MiG. Oops. Unfortunately, I would like my radar to, like, my RWR to make more sounds, so I can tell what the fuck's actually happening. Because the Rio would be able to tell me what the fuck is shooting at us. Or locking us, at least. Unfortunately, we don't have anything like that. Yet, anyway. I just spawned, sir. Sir, I just spawned. What do you mean, missile evaded? What do you mean, missile evaded? Arms of living risk that they took what was 6 gigabytes and made it 120 gigabytes. Yeah, modern slop moment. Hey guys, you have all of this technology and all of this space, so that means that we don't actually have to do any fucking work, and all of the MiGs are here.
Attention to the map.
Oh. Oops. But all the MiGs are here. That is probably a little far, but that's the only fucking way I'm gonna actually hit the guy. Let's bleed through over there somewhere. I'd love to be able to lock on to the MiG. I would love to lock on to the MiG. I would love to lock on to the MiG. May I lock on to the MiG? Okay, good. The Sidewinder's fucking got him. Is this a net still up? Yes, it is. Okay. Right. It's 4. Got it. Oh, no. You! Okay! Leave. Leave before we get shot by the shulkers. Leave. Leave! Ah! Nope. Son of a bitch! Well, you weren't fucking helping there, buddy. Well, I got the radar net. That's probably the most important thing I did. I shot down a MiG, and I got the radar net. I helped. But yeah, welcome to this shit, wherein we have missiles, well, we have weapon systems that have very limited lines of, you know, usage, or narrow fields of use. Thresholds of use. And for the most part, they're always out of that threshold. But the moment someone gets into that threshold, they maybe just might actually kill the guy on a good day. Depends on which way the wind's blowing. That's unfortunately the tech level that we have here. But yeah, welcome to modern slop, in which game developers don't care about actually optimizing their game because they don't feel like they have to. And unfortunately, that's a really good fucking indicator that they don't give a shit about a lot of other important shit. Which is usually why they make bad games! Unfortunately, that guy is kind of far away right now, and I'm gonna fire another fucking Sparrow at him. However, he is head-on and up above me, which is like, holy crap, it's the, look at it, it's the limited threshold by which some of my missiles might actually hurt. I'm going to fire yet another missile. Because apparently the first 2 Sparrows didn't get anywhere near him. Finally got the son of a bitch. The secret word today is ripple. Fortunately, that is the end of my dogfight Sparrows. However, hopefully that's the last fucking guy. Missile evaded. I didn't see said missile. Okay, splash 2. Now, there is someone else down there, because I saw my RWR go off. Actually, there's a guy right in front of me, apparently. That guy! That guy right there!
Attention to the designated grid square.
I'ma click you! Got you son of a bitch! Splash 3! This is the part where Sam hits me. There it is! What did I tell you? There it is! I knew exactly how that show was going to end. I've seen it many times. Unfortunately, yeah, there was the Sam. I did get 3 kills, though. That was really baller. That was probably the best air-to-air that I've done so far. It's only been nearly 2 hours. This is the problem, though. We're in a position where we can't really dogfight because Sam's, obviously. However, you can hide from the enemy, and it's hard for them to find you to an extent. But when they find you, there's nothing you can really do about it. Excuse me. Yeah. You should have dodged the Sam. You could see it coming. Yes, I could have. However, unfortunately, I had just gotten rid of a fish bed and was turning to go back down onto the deck. Unfortunately, my first mistake was standing still in midair. I was... common mistake. Come on, man. You could see it for like 0.5 seconds. I know, right? Man, come on, man. Even if you can't see it, you know it's there, man. You should be able to see... You should be able to tell which direction the wind is blowing, you know, relative to the guy on the radar set picking his nose. You should be able to tell which nostril he's got his finger in. Come on, man! AKA get good and dodge the Sam. So the only thing I can really say here is that this will require teamwork. However, this could be managed. You could develop teamwork, it's just that people are gonna have to sit here playing this for a while and realize the ideas after dying over and over again. You know, like everyone dodged AMRAAMs, right? Everyone learned to dodge AMRAAMs, you know, notch the AMRAAM or die. That took like a month, but everyone's learned to do it now. It's gonna have to be like that with working together, wherein, like, hey, somebody in the kill ball, or a couple people in the kill ball, are on cap. And they will be looking for planes as the other planes go in and attempt to actually accomplish the objective. And when we get jumped by the MiGs, who are trying to defend the objective, we will shout, oh fuck, planes, and flare, and start flaring. And then the cap players will see this and go, ah, now it is my time to earn my pay and medals. And they will immediately sally forth to our rescue. Probably show up after we die. But hey, that's actually teamwork, and unfortunately, we turned off the map too far. Oops. I'm not the only guy who did that, though. It's actually kind of funny. The lack of the arcade radar in the corner is actually fucking with me. Because I usually use that to, like, orient the plane without having to look at the map. So that actually not being there is kind of like... you removed a part of my brain. I've been lobotomized. I used to be able to, you know, play the piano and do math. I see the sight. However, unfortunately, it is shooting at us. Too low. I missed every shot. I missed every shot, and the Shilka appeared out of nowhere directly in front of us, and there was no way for us to actually see it coming. You see, we have to use our eyes. However, when we're in dawn and in the shadow of a mountain, it's rather hard to see anything. So I feel like this was cranked up really fucking high to create a situation that isn't really advantageous or realistic, because I would have hobos and walleyes and Mavericks, which I would be able to use the electro-optical sights to see the targets. Granted, it would be kind of difficult to get a lock in low light conditions and impossible at night, but I would be able to see things more clearly. This isn't really actually realistic because they've removed so many things from our repertoire. However, I can see kind of what they're doing, but the thing is, we should already have this in here. We should also... This shouldn't be a test. This should be in the fucking game already. So the thing is, spotting the AA sites is a fucking massive bitch, because the only way you can actually spot them is when they're shooting at you. And if the Shilkas are shooting at you, you're probably already dead! There are MiGs afoot. Ah, there's one. Alright, where's the J? Or the Sparrow, because... too close. Ah, damn it. Oh, hey, look, there's another one. Okay. All the MiGs are here. That's like 4 MiGs. There's a MiG right behind me. Look over here and shoot him, please. No? No. Okay. Unfortunately, no one came to my rescue. They were all looking at the guy that was, above me. And that's gonna happen because no one can easily see a guy that's right behind me. They see one guy. They see one guy and they immediately lock onto that one guy. But all the MiGs are here. I can get a lock on the chaff. That's really, really just encouraging. And I can lock onto the flares, but not the MiG. I don't have the ability to turn that hard. Look onto me, teammates, and kill the guy who I can't turn with. Look onto me! Fucking help me! Hello, gentlemen? Yes, you. Yes, you! Shoot that man! Shoot him fucking dead! Get that man! Fucking get him! Nope, nope. Nope. Yeah, you gotta have cover here, because if you're carrying ordnance like that, you're just gonna die. Granted, the Phantom is still really a brick. So, this is the thing. We kind of have to have... Because we can't just force our teammates to see things clearly, we need to be able to communicate with people to tell them, oh fuck, there is a MiG over there. Please help. But the problem is, we're not used to doing that, or I can't really rely on people to ever really be good at that in a public game, so I need other players. So this is presenting an amazing, new, and hopeful stage for teamwork in War Thunder. You know, this thing that we don't do, because as they said in World of Tanks, it is you versus 29 enemies. 15 that you can shoot, and 14 that you're not allowed to. The joke is everyone is against you, even if they're on your team. How high up would you need to be outside of Shulker range? High enough for the SA-2s to fucking hit you in the face. But the thing is, you have to see them first. That's the biggest bitch of it all. You have to see them. So, what you could do is what I was doing, and have somebody zip through the site, have the AA shoot at them, and this, having everyone else behind you able to see, oh, the AA is shooting at him. I can see the tracers. I can follow them to the ground, the exact point at which they are coming from. I know where the Shelka is now. I will kill him. You could do that. The problem is, though, that's kind of a thankless job. It's kind of like spotting in light tanks in, World of Tanks again. So I'm not going crazy. Ah, right. That's what that does for some reason. I have really fucked up my controls and I need to fix that. It's 4, though. Honestly, this should be a ground unit's job. I mean, yes, but, well, welcome to being a wild weasel. It's a difficult job. It's an expedient way of getting rid of the enemy units, and also, additionally, in this situation, we weren't really doing this very much. You know what we're doing? We're doing an F-100's job. This is what F-100s would do. Because, you know what Phantoms had? Shrikes. Granted, they still had to get it really close in here with the nose. Eat shit and die! I'm going to fly away now! I hope everyone saw the Shelkas! There's the Shelka! Kill him! Him! Fuck him! Granted, I've actually expended all of my rockets, and now I'm actually not made of... Holy shit! I'm actually not a brick anymore, and also, hey, look at that! As I ran right over the SAM site, I got jumped by a MiG, but a teammate was right behind me to intercept said MiG. Oh my god! It's like... The team is functioning! We're working together and succeeding! See, that's what we're gonna be doing. Whoa! Oh dear God! Holy shit, let me check myself. Am I dead? I think my heart stopped there. Jesus fucking Christ. Special guest appearance by the Benny Hill fucking missile. There's still a MiG behind me. I'm not stopping though. I'm flying directly into my teammates. What the fuck was that though? Jesus Christ. Please kill the MiG that's behind me. I cannot see him, but I know he is there. Okay, so let's try the return line, because yeah, it's here. I might as well use the return line, right? But hey, we're not dead! Whoa! We actually survived a sortie in a Phantom. Granted, it's mainly because when I fired all of my Zunis, I became incredibly maneuverable. No, fuck you, go away. Bing! This is the part where I land on the airfield and rearm. However, that didn't give me back a... Wait, what? That didn't give me back a life. Well, that's shit. Okay, so I'm gonna respawn there, but I still only have yeah, what the fuck? Wow, I could leave and get more ordnance and still lose a fucking plane. I could just fly into the ground and get that. Yeah, so it's ride or die. Yeah, pretty much, which you could do because I still had all of my Sidewinders and my Sparrows, but what is the point of giving me a return line if I don't save a life when I use the return line? That's indistinguishable from flying into the ground. Wait, no, wait, what? Well, that's another guy, I think. No, that's Chaffers. That's also an air intercept really close to my fucking wing. Where is it? Ah. I see. However, I don't see the fucking planes. He's right behind me. Yep, there he is. Okay, we found him. Catch, fucker! Holy shit, the dogfight Sparrow is actually doing something. Whoa! Yeah, all those radar returns, those AI, yeah, that's not AI, those are MiGs. That's air intercept, that is a MiG. So, when it's all around us, that's everybody. We're surrounded by enemy players. That's the only way we can really tell without markers. That's one's not cut. Actually, that one looped back in on itself. What the fuck? Okay, there's an air intercept radar looking at me directly in front of my face. Where is he? Well, there he is. Uh-oh. Kill him! Kill him! Good. I think Sam fired at me. Oh, I see him. Unfortunately, my radar don't. Come on, good. Come on, get the son of a bitch. Catch, fucker! Just kind of just threw it at him. Just opened the canopy, just pulled one sparrow off the rack and fucking threw it at him like a caveman. Son of a fucking whore. This is getting really old, guys. Okay, you know what? I'd like to be able to use my plane in order to combat the enemy attempting to kill me today. I should really bind jettison to something, though. Yay! Nope. Wait a minute. I'm still alive. Nope. Where? Wait a minute. Wait. Aha! I will click you! I clicked him! Ever so slightly. Unfortunately, I can't get the Sidewinder off the rail to hit him. Damn. Binds jettisons AA missiles. Yeah, that we gotta have to watch out for that, because when you get jumped by someone, you just gotta dump the load and just go. The problem is that kind of puts you in a terrible position for, you know, actually killing the sites. But this is where the cap players are supposed to be for, right? This is what the cap players are for. Granted, I am being conscripted into being a cap player because I have no other competent teammates, apparently. This is where I would like to have my friends playing the game with me who are doing cap, to make sure that I, as the objective player, will actually accomplish the objective. I would like to lock on to the MiG. He is front aspect. What is my Rio doing? I distracted him with my amazing rocket display. Spawn cost will be returned to you. Yes, however, unfortunately, that doesn't mean I'm gonna get my life back. There's no... Wait a minute. Wait, no. You don't have spawn cost. We don't have spawn cost. We have lives. Wow. Holy shit, a game mode that should have been in this game since the get-go, and you're telling me you haven't even coded it properly. Like, we're using things that we don't actually have access to. We don't have spawn costs. We don't have points. We have lives, and you still have those prompts in there. Really? Oh well. So yeah, it looks like somebody's gonna have to play cap because I'm catching on to what's going on faster than everyone else is. Orders that I can't use in this mode. So, unfortunately, the smart thing to do is to play War Thunder, which is kind of unfortunate until everybody actually gets the memo and, you know, is up to speed on how the fuck to play this game properly. So, until the American side knows how the fuck to play this. Because we're still at the running in and dying stage. This is really bad for just 2 days. So unfortunately, until proper actual team play exists, which is not going to happen in 2 days, but we'll fucking hope and pray, I will have to be playing cap, and we'll see how that goes. So unfortunately, the the solution to the current state of the objective-based game mode is to play it like it doesn't have the ground-based objective, which is rather fucking annoying, but until I actually have people that will fucking cover me, I have to be the guy shooting at everyone. Which is basically like saying, because I have a brain cell and a pulse, I have to be the team's carry. Right? Because I have a brain cell and a pulse and I realize what's going on and where the problem is, I have to actually be the hard carry. And the SAMs are shooting at us. Don't worry, boys, they'll run out of missiles eventually. Or we'll run out of planes, and that's very sad. You have to be the babysitter. Yep. Until I actually have someone I can rely on, or the general IQ of the entire, you know, like, the entire faction raises to the level where they realize, oh, this is how we're supposed to arrange ourselves. Well, I'll play Cap, and you guys go after the objective. I'll cover you. However, this is like expecting fighter players to realize they need to escort the bombers. Which is never gonna fucking happen in a million years. Or at least, it's never gonna happen unless you absolutely force everybody to do that, which, Gaijin really never wants to do. That's the main thing about their thing with team play. They complain, oh, well, no one works together, because they never really force people to do that. And the moment they, like, have an objective, and, you know, they look at how spread out those are, too. Oh, no. That one's looking at me.
Attention to the designated grid square. Attention to the designated grid.
Okay, I think, yeah, no, okay.
To the map.
Thankfully, those are meant to be shooting at bombers, so they can't really turn that fast. Well, that'll confuse the fucking hell out of the SAM, I tell you what. That will definitely confuse the man trying to aim the missile at me. Oh no. Good, it lost me. Yeah, that SAM site is still shooting at me, and unfortunately, all the weasels are dead. I guess it's time for the dog, the wolf pack here to get the fuck out. Everyone wants to be Top Gun and screw the objective. Yes, unfortunately. This can work, but you have to actually let people adjust to it over a long period of fucking time. And you actually have to, like, emphasize the objective, because if we win by playing the objective, like, the round is shorter, or we get more points. They don't want to do these sorts of things. They need to emphasize the objective as important and critical to the mission, and then people will fucking do it because they want to win. They already make killing people important, because killing people in this game gets you lots of XP and money. As does winning, and you win by killing everyone for the most part. However, I'm just kind of looking at my team and not actually cruising the sky here. So I had to pull out of there because all of the weasels were dead. And they still have not hit the A. Well, actually, nope, they've got the radar. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I don't know what the Cobras are supposed to do in this situation. And everyone's running headfirst into the shit. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa, wait, whoa, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck are you doing? Here I am, just sitting right behind a MiG. Yeah, he's going into the dirt, thankfully, after that one shot, but it's like, wow, my team is really dying, huh? Yep, they're really dying, boss. Looks over, he's Russian, I'm American. Hey! Wow, these guys are stupid. Wow, these guys are stupid in Russian. Also, add more rewards for spotting. Yes, there's a bunch of things you could do to emphasize team play, and if it was monetarily lucrative, people will fucking specialize and do it, and try to cooperate while doing it, because that gets them more money! And more XP, and they get all their planes, and it's very easy to make this work, but Gaijin just doesn't want to do the work. They finally done this, but this is... We should have done this years ago. Which is usually how Gaijin does everything. Why didn't we do this a billion years ago? Basic features that everyone has been saying are necessary for years. There was a man in front of me. I don't know where he is. Oh. I found him! See, hey, look, I've got 9 minutes of fuel and nothing on the racks. I can kind of turn with him now. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, he's gonna run and try to reset the engagement, but that doesn't work if I keep my eyes on him.
Attention to the map.
And also don't slam into the ground! Okay, we're good. Okay, here's a dogfight sparrow. It didn't work. Welcome to Vietnam. Of course it didn't work. It's a dogfight sparrow.
Attention to the map.
It's a sparrow in Vietnam. Of course it didn't fucking work. Okay, he's gonna go that way, and he's still gonna be going that way as he... Can't turn that quick here. Where did he go? Where did he go? Oh. I got a bunch of those, you know. Got plenty of them. That gun sight is still absolutely horribly inaccurate. Okay, we got him. I have no fuel. He tried to run for the map boundary. That's what he did. This is also patchwork as fuck, shown with the life situation. Yes, it is. What do you mean the launch? There's nobody here. Unfortunately, I'm out of fuel, and if you're going to be doing cap, I guess you really need the fuel. This isn't really cap, though, because I'm not actually, like, killing people at any real speed. And nowhere near my teammates. I see the man. I would like to shoot the man. Right, now the MiGs are everywhere, and I can't actually see them. Nope. Ah! It was a Shelka. The Shelkas are still alive. Run to map boundaries. What does this, Ace Combat? Yes, there is actually a return line. And it looks like we're actually gonna win this, should we, you know, actually keep this shit up. Which means that I actually have to go in there with some ordnance, so we're gonna do that. The cap has ended. I got a kill. Well, 2 kills. So this would become really, you know, easy to actually do this role with, you know, anything resembling a modern radar set. Like, if I had an F-14, this would be a cinch. I mean, hell, even the F-4J would probably be better at this. But so, I'm not sure what the helicopters are supposed to do other than die, because they definitely don't have the ability to really spot anything, because it's a Cobra. you have to visually acquire literally everything, but if you're in visual range, the Shellcat is also in visual range and will shoot you, because he is an AI with perfect accuracy. The MiGs are attempting to find me. However, we need to actually go kill the SAM sites now. That is probably the SAM site. It is unceremoniously stopped pinging me. That's a problem, though. I can't see it. I see a village. Where did it go? There's a MiG that can see me. However, I have really no choice but to actually... Well, now they see me. Yep, there it is. Okay. Nope. I thought the RWR warning was the thing in front of me, but hey, look, someone... Actually, no, that was an R13. That was a heater. I was about to say, someone actually got a radar lock on me and in a plane, but no, that was a heater. I could have dodged that, but oh well. See, now we have an issue. I'm the only guy left. Well, I only need to dodge half the sites, and I'm just gonna break the chain of acquisition. Because if they don't see my radar return, they can't really find me unless they visually acquire me. That is the first step to actually avoiding being shut down. Yep, all the MiGs are here. That's a problem. Well, I guess we're just gonna try and kill someone, and that's gonna be it. So I'd like to kill that guy today, if at all possible. It'd be absolutely lovely if I could kill the MiG today. Nope. Nose is wobbling around, couldn't actually get the kill. Nope. Yep. You're just not gonna out-dogfight him in this situation. You're just not gonna actually outturn him with a phantom laden with bombs, and so it's... Well, you can be put into a lose state here, but this is so patchwork, it's really a... Why didn't you have a whole team on this for years? Like, did they just decide we need to put this together in a back room? Because it really feels like that. So it feels like, yeah, the Allied team needs to use, force and numbers to actually complete the objective before they're overwhelmed by the MiGs. Because the Phantom is actually really bad at shooting down things in this situation, because non-pulse Doppler radar is absolutely atrocious at actually doing the thing the Phantom is designed for. Oblivion Remaster got cracked by Rune. Within, like, what? An hour? So, I enjoy this. The problem is that, yeah, it's got a bunch of things that are in control of the developers, but also not. Unfortunately, we have to wait until the War Thunder player base realizes how to play the video game, which is very sad. But the thing is, this really should be this should be farther along. I don't know why they need to, like, test this. I really do not understand, but hey, look, that guy might be playing Cap. Good. I really don't understand why this isn't further along, though. Not going crazy. I still have my rocket key bound where it's supposed to be. Alright, so. Well, I guess we just enjoy it while it's here. That's really it, and hopefully it actually stays. Because this is fun. It's just that I'd like to do this with something a little bit more accommodating in terms of effectiveness. Because really, the Phantom should be better than this. Like, pre-pulse Doppler radars aren't this atrocious. They're bad, but they're not this bad. If I had something with pulse Doppler, I could actually really get something done, and then, you know, some kind of IR to spot things would be nice. Okay, we've got a SAM site. It would just be more comfortable. Okay, I think we've got 2 SAM sites, actually. I do not see where he is, though. I see the missile. Would you like to shoot again so I can ascertain your exact location? Ah, there it is. I think. No, that's not him. There. Oh. What? So, on this episode, I shoot down an SA-2 with a fucking Zuni. Interesting. I also got the SAM site. So on this episode, I intercept a SAM with a rocket pod. Okay, good. That's 2 sites down. Even if we're just flying into the sites, which we kind of have to because visibility is so poor. This is working still? If we gotta spend our lives doing this, we gotta? Because flying into that fucking Shilka net is a death sentence. The only problem is, we kinda have to do that. Yeah, it must have been a proxy fuse more than likely. It's funny though, because I just kind of showered it in missiles and it... Well, actually, wait a minute. That means we can do that. I mean, that means I can actually reliably do that. That means I can actually cause the SA-2 proxy fuse to go off with rockets. So that means the way to dodge the SA-2s is to shoot rockets at them. Stop bullying the Cobras, you shit. I'd love to get a lock today. It would be absolutely fantastic. That works too, because the system the plane is running on is so fucking atrociously bad that I can't rely on it. Yeah, it's 2 MiGs. Little help, please! 3 MiGs. I suppose I shouldn't have flown into there, but I thought I was going to be able to get 1, but you know, because the radar doesn't lock! Like, the radar is so bad that I can't actually engage the enemy, so I'm basically kind of... Like, the most efficient way of doing this is to just forsake all forms of combat and just fly directly into the SAM net. Like, the only thing to do here is to fly the objective. You could try to, like, maybe, like, finesse it with shooting people down, but for the most part, you can't really reliably engage anyone because your radar sucks so much. If I had a pulse Doppler radar set at all, I'd probably be able to shoot things down while also accomplishing the objective. But the Phantom E is just so terrible at engaging things that you kind of have to really hard focus on engaging things or doing the objective. Like, I can't snap engage someone when the radar behaves like that. So, let's try this whole shoot the rockets at the SAM thing. Kind of just, you know, maybe possibly obliterate all challenge in the game mode. So, shoot the Zunis at the SAMs. This would be funny if it worked. We just saw it work, but it'd be funny if it's actually reliable enough to do. Because then we just fly, then we just hard body the SAM site. We just fly into it. And if it shoots at us, we shoot back. Something can see us. I don't know where it is, though. Well, there's something going on over there, I can tell you. Those didn't hit the target. And it immediately snaps up and kills me. You just can't get rid of those guys. You have to kill them, but unfortunately, you're only gonna get one pass. Like, if I had Mavericks, I'd be able to actually shoot holes in those fuckers from way farther off. Like, if I had an A-10, and I had... You know, I could approach the site with Mavericks, I would be able to actually prune the AA off pretty effectively. You already do that on the larger Enduring Conflict maps. That's I would be able to do that just fine, but I have no standoff weapon like that, even though I'm supposed to actually have one. Even though I do have hobos and Mavericks, I can't actually do that, because they took them away. I don't know what they were expecting anybody to do with bombs. But hey, okay, so let's start a new game here and see exactly if we can just kind of run directly into the SAM site and not run directly into the Shellkas. We can't... I can't get the Shellkas bullets to proxy fuse on the rockets. They're just gonna kill me. So... Granted, it's realistic for the AA to be kind of hard to see unless it's shooting at you, but it's far too accurate for you to really deal with unless you have a standoff weapon. So it's one of those things where if you engage it, you're going to die. It's incredibly difficult to see, and if you get to the point where it's clearly visible, i.e. shooting at you, you're going to instantly die because it's perfectly accurate. So, you could solve this, but then you would just immediately invalidate it with a good weapon system. So this could be made more comfortable, and you would also have the, you know, the role of AA shooter, actual dead man. But alright, so let's try this shooting at the SAMs business, if, you know, as soon as we actually see the SAM side. So while this can be done, it's just that it requires teammates and cooperation, which you're probably not going to get out of the box for some time. You're going to have to leave people alone for months for the community to pick up on how to play this game. Granted, you could get 3 relatively smart people into a room with you and a Discord channel and, yeah, actually have a productive time. Where, though? Sir, I did not see the launch. I suppose because it fired from so far away that I sees it. Well, you have to actually see the SAM first. I did not see the launch because the rocket motor burned out. It fired at me from that far away. But yes, there's the SAM in the net down there.
Attention to the map.
So unfortunately, I can't intercept it if I don't know where it is. So you have to be close, you have to be able to see the launch with the rocket motor, which means you're still flying low. I tried to goad it to fire, thinking that I'd be able to see the flare from far off, and I couldn't. Whoops. Then again, playing a new game mode is finding all these exciting ways that don't fucking work. Which, granted, this is interesting. However, it's also... Did they really have to be this big of a bastard with this? Like, remember when video games were fun? Because they gave us literally the hardest, like, variation of this, and they've also played with the lighting, too, on these maps, and they've also made the AA incredibly accurate. Which, hey, you know, I'm pretty sure the Viet Cong did not have this many Shellkas, so, you know... You could have put some, like, manual-operated AA that could be dangerous if you ignore it. Okay, here we are. Also, it fired into the ground. Nice job. Okay, so that's a MiG. That's a problem. However, the site is directly in front of us. And none of those missiles, or none of those rockets actually hit. So Mansley, where's the SAM site? Oh. Eat shit, I'm still flying right at you! And, of course, I caught the radar, but of course the Shelkas killed me. Yeah, you can't just fly straight through the missile. Okay, that works. I did get the AA net, so I did knock out the radar with, you know, a couple of Vulcans. So, that works. So let's go down here and try to help this out. But yeah, it just works. You just fly through the missile. Oh, the missile's being shot at you? What do? First you notch and then you let out chaff and flare, and then you fly away from the missile in a zigzag pattern to try and bleed the speed off the missile. No, you just shoot at it. Nah, fuck that. Just fly straight at it. Fuck you. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. You're not gonna stop me. I'm just gonna shoot at you. The epitome of I just walked past him and punched him. There is a threatening man in the road. He is challenging you to a duel. What do? You just punch him. Like Indiana Jones, pull out the revolver and shoot the man dead. The problem is the Shelkas. The Shelkas are too much. Like, if I'm gonna say, like, what the like, cause imagine I couldn't pull away. Granted, you do have, these are rockets with a standoff range. Like, I could fire these and pull away. Bye! Proxy fuse. Funny when you can actually get those hits. This man is challenging you to a duel. He brandishes his sword threateningly. What do you do? I just shoot him and walk by. Alright, so it's over there somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I know it's over here. I believe it is right there. I believe it is this. I think. I don't see any other missiles. Yep, there we go. Okay, that's not even tracking properly. Basically, none of those hits! See, I barely got away from that. I think I got the radar, though. I did! This is where, and this is the part in the wargame match where the plane flies up into the air and disappears past the map boundary. That's another SAM site. I am out of rockets, though. Oh no. What is this? What, am I flying into Stonehenge now? Well, that'll confuse the shit out of the missile. That'll certainly confuse the radar operator, I'll tell you what. Also, why is there a wait, what the fuck? That guy's off the map boundary. What? That guy literally doesn't exist. What? How are you here? You're not inside the map boundary. I physically can't get over there to shoot at you. Like, I am 100% sure that I can't even, like, what? I still hit him somehow. Like, okay, so this is so ramshackle, they're spawning SAM sites outside the map. Bonus SAM, yeah, bonus SAM, secret SAM. Like, if I destroy this SAM site, do I get parts for the Falcon? Do I unlock a secret plane if I shoot down this SAM site? I can't actually engage it. Like, actually, funny as hell, if I actually shoot that down, I can probably... Like, if I were to kill that, I'd probably actually win the game, but unfortunately, I don't have any ordnance left. I could try to... Well, actually, no, I can't dumbfire missiles. I unfortunately cannot dumbfire missiles. So I can't, like, fire a Sparrow at the ground like I'm playing Arma. It killed a SAM site. Unfortunately, I also cannot ram into the SAM site. But yeah, so we found another amazing bug. There are extra SAM sites. Because this is so ramshackle, they don't even check. Like, again, why is this in such a rough state? Why haven't you been working on something like this for considerable amounts of time? What the fuck is going on over there? What are you people doing? You have all of the ability to do this. You've had it for years. But only now? You've got the vaguest idea of what to do? Really? We have people that have been telling you they want this and this would be a good idea for years? Literal fucking year? Decade! A fucking decade! Also, I don't have any lives left, so good luck, team. It seriously feels like they just ripped shit out randomly. Yeah, I know, but you see, I have heard that they have been testing SAMs for a while from someone I'm not going to actually talk about. So they have been doing this in the back room, fucking around with surface-to-air missiles for quite some time. But this is like such a leisurely pace of development that it's probably lethargic, comatose even. I would term this speed of development barely alive. Like, in a vegetative state. Like, I heard that, like, over a year ago. So I feel like this is really all you've got? Really? Unfortunately, it comes time to say that Gaijin had absolutely no interest in making the game that we all wanted War Thunder to actually be. That's the only conclusion you can draw from seeing shit like this. They were just never actually intending to make War Thunder the game that everyone wanted it to be. Which is, well, yeah, fell for it again award. Wasted like a decade of my life playing this game and spending money on it. Fell for it again. However, if this goes somewhere, it'd be nice, but this is gonna be like... It's gonna be like them, you know, putting together baby blocks when they should be doing fucking college algebra. You should know that people wanted this and what they want out of this. You should have been fucking with this for a million years at this point. At this pace, it's going to be another couple of years. Basically, yeah, we're going to see this game mode, and it's like, there's still a 50% chance, maybe over 50% chance, like a 75% chance that this will go the way of enduring conflict for a realistic battle, which is non-existent. Even though everyone liked that game mode, everyone enjoyed playing it, everyone wanted it to be a thing, and then they just didn't make it. They tacked on all of the mechanics to simulator battles. But who the fuck gives a shit about simulator battles? If I want to play a sim, I'll play DCS or IL-2, not this game. That was never the market for War Thunder and never will be. Blame sheep who keep paying them for slop. Oh, you mean unfortunately me? I am unfortunately in that crowd because I keep spending money to have, you know, something to stream. Though granted, the only thing I do now is buy overpowered premiums or things that I think will be funny. Think I got it? I got it. Time to leave. Okay, so that went well. You see, I'm adjusting to actually engaging the SAM site, so that works. Then there's this fucker. You're still a drop in the bucket compared to those who genuinely think nothing is wrong. Yeah, unfortunately, yes. That doesn't really escape blame because I keep giving Gaijin money for things that might be like low-substance entertainment. But at the end of the day, yeah, there are people that are far worse. Like, all I do when I stream War Thunder is badmouth the game! Because it deserves to be badmouth with the amount of wasted potential it has. Unfortunately, this guy's going way too fast for me to actually hit him with a fucking, a Sparrow. Even a Sparrow. I've got that lock. It's real solid, but the missile is never gonna reach him. There's a MiG. The only option I have is to run away. That's a lot of MiGs. Boy howdy, this is a lot of MiGs. I'd like to lock on to even one, though! Good God. Are you... God damn it. He's still got engine power, right? Or are you all just burning out repeatedly because you're all playing with, like, fucking, like, minimum fuel, like we're playing a realistic battle match? That's another MiG. No, that's a parachute. There's a MiG at about 11 o'clock that just passed me. Dogfight Sparrow, get in there. No, that. And the moral of the story is that if you are in a fight and you've got a MiG at 6 o'clock and he's all tucked in tight, don't ever roll out or pull it up. That's my advice to you. Because you'll never get rid of that son of a bitch no matter what you do. Oh, you'll never get rid of that son of a bitch no matter what you do. Or, as we just did, you just leave. You just never engage. Thankfully, they appear to have lost sight of us, and that's why we were able to actually get out of there. Everyone is blind. Including my Rio! Alright, well, we're still winning. We're still handedly winning. I've got 10 Zunis left. 4 minutes of fuel, though. That's getting a little difficult. Because I want to engage the MiGs, but it's so terrible at it. It's just so bad. Son of a bitch finally caught one. I fired, and the missile did not come off the rail. It just kind of went, I don't feel like it. Wait a minute. Wait. I could do it. Come on, get some, come on, lifting body. No, not high enough. Nope. I almost stabilized. Almost. See, unfortunately, my first mistake was actually relying on the missiles to begin with, which is the kind of the core issue with playing this plane. I relied on the weapon systems to be able to shoot the man before he got into gun range, but you know, I should have just been firing at him. But it looks like, well, there's one SAM site left. I think we've got it. Which, hey, we are winning. You just kind of have to fly directly into the SAM sites. You know, shoot the missiles. Shoot the missiles out of the air. Come on, it's easy. And game over. So again, it functions. It's just that, wow, this is really basic for something we should have had years ago. And not even like, I'm not even saying that like, as it should have been like recently, years ago. No, like over 5 years ago, we should have had something like this. And we're only going to have this for 2 days. All right, let's break things up here and go play the MiGs. Because I think the helicopters are absolutely worthless. Because the Shelkas are just too freakishly strong for you to ever get anywhere near. Like, I think with a proper IR sight, possibly you may be able to spot them. But the Shelkas are just freakishly able to just zap you out of the air. Like, you need to know exactly where they are before they shoot at you first. And you need to be able to pop up to shoot them directly in the face. But this all relies on you more or less knowing exactly where the enemy is before you even begin to actually engage them, which is incredibly difficult, as you saw. And the Cobra doesn't have anything to really help it do that. So, I feel like other helicopters may have an easier time with that, but those actually have things like, you know, FLIR and standoff range. Just activate your precog module. Easy peasy. Yeah, activate my hacks. Like, let me see everyone. Yep. Just turn on my hacks. So it does function. It's just like, I feel like they picked the worst vehicles in basically every regard, except the MiG. Like, the MiG's an interceptor, and it's doing interception. Like, this is kind of its thing. Like, the radar sucks, but you don't really need the radar that much, you know, aside from finding people. But then again, you're still really acquiring people visually anyway. If I had as something with track while scan and a powerful radar, then we'd be in fucking business and flying all over the sky, instantly killing people. So this it's kind of hard to see, but the Phantoms are in the same position. The only thing they get better than you is the RWR, which allows them to see, you know, range effectively, because they can see, you know, where the RWR ping is, you know, in respect to them and how far away it is. Really, the only thing you have to do in the MiG is, well, you have to find some way of reliably spotting people, which is basically just getting used to seeing things off in the distance and knowing what's a plane and what isn't at a glance. And just don't contrail. Okay, so I'm past the SAM net. There was a radar return somewhere over here, or at least an RWR ping. Right, okay, over there, yes. Now, can I get that forward of my position? I'm basically flying into their spawn now. I doubt he's there. Okay, so now there's one at like 2 o'clock. Ah, there he is. Who is...
Attention to the map.
Okay, there's 2 of them. 3 of them, actually. That's not the top of a tree. That's another phantom. That's 1. Hey, wait a minute. I've been on the other side of this little arrangement. However, unfortunately, now I'm in the phantom spawn. That's a maneuver kill. I'll take that. Oh, there was one right behind me. Well, I took out 2. But unfortunately, yeah, that's the enemy spawn. That's what happens when you go into the enemy spawn. They're just going to be all over the place. And you're going to be basically in a never-ending fountain of spawning enemies, and one of them's just going to appear behind me, and I'm going to die. Well, I killed 2, even though the game is only going to say I killed 1. So I feel like they're testing this at a really odd sort of angle, because I feel like the fact that they're removing markers and giving us shittier radars is, like, more than obviously testing to see what would happen if you put this sort of game mode at a lower tier. So if you didn't have radar, how does everyone kind of handle when we have radar, and it's kind of historically accurate, I suppose, but what happens when the radar is so shit that it basically doesn't matter? Which is most of what we're doing here. So I feel like they're trying to do a catch-all test for every tier, but, well, I can see how this could be a whole lot more comfortable at top tier with, you know, a functioning radar set and actual standoff weapons. Then we could actually possibly engage and not be instantly killed by the SAM site or have to be, you know, very, very visibly in danger the moment we approach anything. Well, yes, there is that guy who is still alive. Okay, so we see that guy. That's a flare. We see that guy. He's gonna see our radar return. But why do I even have my Why do I even have my radar on? I'm not even really using it. Why do I even have this? Big moment. Ah. Oh, that's a little close. What? Nope, that's in. Splash! That's not good. Okay, where's the plane that fired? Oh, okay, there it is. I saw the flares. Where's the plane that launched them? Where did he go? Ah. Okay, I've got enough cannon ammo to get this guy if we close in, and probably we should leave? Probably right after that. Don't break those wings. I was shot at, apparently. Didn't notice.
Returning to the base.
Yee-hoo-hoo-hoo. Somebody's shooting at me, though, and I don't like it. Is that radar operator a cute girl? Because I am absolutely going to fuck that. Please, God, be a cute girl. So yeah, that guy was right behind me and I didn't see it, but the SAM site did. Thank you. Thank you, girl who works at Con Ed. Thank you for sending a telephone pole my way. See, this is entertaining as a basic interception thing, because I'm still playing the objective by playing keep away. However, this is somewhat of a losing battle here, but then again, there's only 2 players left. This is somewhat of a difficult losing situation, because I have to sit there playing goalie against guys who may only appear when they're over the site, and, well, frankly, the sites are pretty good at killing them too, so this is... I see how this could go horribly in ways you can't control for either side, I guess. This is fun playing Interceptor, though. But then again, I'm just kind of playing simulator battles, and we're more or less banking on the fact that nobody can fucking see me. Or rather, it's very hard to see me. So this functions totally fine from the Migger point of view. Granted, I could have something with a better radar, and I could just turn the radar off because it's fucking useless and I won't ever see anything. Why bother? This doesn't really need any help from the attacker point of view because, well, look, what are you doing? You're holding on top of the objective and shooting people. This is basically what you do in a regular War Thunder match. You don't really need anything else other than this. You don't really need more than this. It could be better from the attacker point of view, but mainly due to the fact that you need better ordnance, and, you know, those Mavericks would have helped. I feel like they overly, like, restricted the attackers. Because it's really fucking hard to do anything that isn't just flying into the ground at the end of the day and kind of wasting your lives that way. Okay, so we want to get past the SAM site so it's not fucking clouding our vision here, which all the positions are. So these two are, well, actually, no. The one right behind me is the one we have to defend. The other one lost his radar. However, there is... Actually, they're all dead. He might be respawning, but he's dead. Coffee, and I took a shower this morning, and I already feel like I need another one. It's really hot in this room. So... He's dead. What are we still doing here, boss? It's a very weak pulse in that direction. And he is finally actually left. Amazing. We win. Another Migger victory! So, why isn't there, you know, an airbase for either side? I don't really understand why they took the air bases out of this. Yes, there's a return line, but fucking put the airbase there. we've been doing this forever. People have learned to take off and land in War Thunder to the extent that some people could probably do it in their sleep, even though we still have people slamming into the runway and failing to take off, even now. But why have you removed that? There's just so many question marks that make me think, what have they, where are they? Like, obviously, what have they been working on is the immediate question, but where even are they in thought about their own game? Where are they in the wilderness? Because clearly they are, if they're just now arriving at the, oh, this is a neat idea. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play one more match here, and I think I'm going to take a break, because, well, I didn't sleep, and I'm coming off, you know, light drinking, so I've gotten to actually playing this fairly well, though. But I'm going to take the break for today, and maybe we'll actually come back later when I can get some people on to actually help me play this. Just turn the fucking thing off. It really doesn't help you. It's so shoddy, it won't even really pick up people that are right in front of you and hell locking onto them, really? Will this be an official game mode? I fucking hope so, but, well, welcome to War Thunder. Where good ideas just kind of come and go, and nobody at Gaijin really cares? For some reason, even though you should probably care about your game. But it has proven that, yes, War Thunder could be so much more than it actually is, and let's hope this actually goes somewhere. Though, granted, I'm not holding out much hope, because War Thunder has ruined it ruined ideas before, in the past, so what guarantee do we have at all? Okay, I see the SAM sites firing at someone. Actually, that someone has slammed into the dirt, apparently. Holy shit, somebody actually got a radar set with a tow. I guess it's who I'm seeing right now. There's a helicopter over there somewhere. Actually, I think he's right under the scope here. Actually, no. No, I think he's dead. Because a whole bunch of shit just exploded over there, and Shilka got a bunch of kills. Don't mind me, lawn mowing. Aha! That is the sun. That is still the sun. Now, of course, since we're in this situation and I have my radar turned off, that is another plane literally right next to me. Who is dead? Thank you. I was going to say something about awareness, but unfortunately, there went mine. They're dead. Moral of the story, look around more. But I do have an advantage because I've accepted the fact that my radar is shit, I'm not using it. However, I'm looking around with my eyes more and I'm not producing an RWR ping, which is how anyone is seeing where the hell anyone is. It is the MiG pack. I don't know why that guy was setting off flares. This is concerning. The Shilkas are probably getting orders of magnitude more kills than the players. Ever try out Infinity Battleskip? No, I did not. Now we're just spawn camping, though. Also, to an extent, the interceptors become less important. Aha. If the AA is so strong, the intercepting units become less important because the AA will just really reliably kill the man. Granted, the Phantoms have won matches, so it's not like they're completely useless. It's just very difficult. Okay, so we've got one guy 12 and another guy 11 o'clock. The guy at 11 o'clock is actually closer. Okay, the guy over there is at 2 o'clock now. I'm going fast enough. I'd really rather love one of these missiles to actually hit their targets. I've lost the second Phantom. That's not good. Oh, fiddlesticks. Overspeed! God damn it. I was too busy trying to find the other fucking Phantom that I wasn't looking at the speed. Yep, the MiG-21 Bis can do that. Thanks, Phantom. Well, thanks, Russia. Phantom, no, they had nothing to do with that. Thanks, Russia, for making a plane so powerful it can burst its own wings off. Okay, so I know where I was, and they're about over there. See if we can go find them again. Doing it again. Overclock at your own risk. Afterburn at your own risk. MiG-21. But yeah, more or less what we're doing now is we're playing an average game of simulator battles, but we're playing with realistic battle controls. This would be very... Well, actually, you know what? The Nighthawk would be actually very good in this role. Like, it being very hard to see. Granted, it has no RWR because it, well, it didn't initially come with one, apparently, even though they gave it one anyway. But it being able to just kind of ignore the Shelkas and fly into dangerous airspace, yeah, the fucking Nighthawk would be actually really good in this. I don't know if that's a no, that's a Phantom. Actually, no, that might be a helicopter, actually. What the? What? The Cobra doesn't have IR countermeasures like that. What the? That's interesting. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. I killed a helicopter. Look at that. I finally got one. Found a fucking needle in a haystack. Without my radar. Granted, it was shooting... Granted, my teammates were around it. But does that Cobra actually have a Dazzler on it? Well, there went that. Wind and water? Water, earth, and fire? What are we trying to tell? What are we saying here? Okay, it's a bad idea to go for this guy, but I'm hoping the rest of my team is just kind of on. Hopefully you're all locked the fuck... Yes, you are locked in. Good. He's unfortunately cruising too fast for me to hit. I can... Well, we'll see. I'm not moving... I don't think I'm fast enough to actually catch him like that, but we'll see. There is a missile into the wind. Nope. How Come on, do something silly, like turn for no reason at all. Well, not behind the mountain, I'm trying to kill you. That should be moving fast enough to kill him. There we go. Okay. 2 enemies remaining. Another win for the MiGs. But you see, this cat and mouse game is actually fun for what it is, because it's, well, it's effectively simulator battles with better controls, really. This is what simulator battle gameplay is. I need to find the guys and then shoot them. This is a more action-oriented experience of your simulator battles. But this is fun, and, well, we already knew markerless realistic battle was a good idea. And that's it, they're all dead. But we already knew that markerless realistic battle was good. So we didn't really need to prove that. But here it is again, just in case Gaijin missed it the first time. This is good. I like this. This is a fun game mode. It's incredibly basic for what it is, and it shouldn't be this basic. It should have been way further along than it appears right now, but for what it is here, yes, this is a good idea. I'm pretty sure all of the people in the content creator gang that have been playing this for months on end in the back room somewhere have been saying for months on end that yes, it is good, possibly years. They've been probably telling them repeatedly, yes, this is good. So, confirmation bias? Maybe then I will finally agree with those people. So, that is, well, the first day of suppression of enemy air defenses. The event, the movie, the graphic novel, I guess. Really? This is what we needed. It's just that, holy shit, are we really gonna be inchworming into this? Or do we really need baby steps at this point with this game? Really? That's the only thing I could say. I could complain even though I'm getting what I want. Maybe I'll never change. Maybe War Thunder is just a game where I complain out loud while playing it. But, as you saw, I went from, oh my god, what am I doing? I'm a complete fucking moron, to, hey, I'm actually winning the game now, or, successfully, contributing a fair amount to actually winning the game on both roles, except the helicopters. God help you if you're Cobra. God help you if you try to play the Cobra in this, because while helicopters would totally work in this mode, the Shulkas are way too strong to ever get near, and you don't have the ability to spot them before they spot you. So, good ideas all around, but I feel like they intentionally picked, like, the most uncomfortable things for you to play, to have to deal with. And they even, like, made the F4 even more uncomfortable because you don't have hobos and mavericks, and you can't actually use effective standoff weapons that aren't the Zunis, which, yeah, the Phantom had more than Zunis. I mean, hell, we had anti-radiation missiles, but we're not allowed to have those, until now, I guess. So, granted, that will trivialize the ever-loving fuck out of the entire engagement, but hey, if you fire an anti-radiation missile, it might hit a Shelka instead of the actual radar. So, that's not a guaranteed kill, even though hitting a Shelka on a SAM site is definitely helpful, right? It's kind of a gambling proposition of firing the Shrike directly at the radar returns, or vaguely in the area of the radar returns, and hoping it goes in the direction you want to, because that's really what an anti-radiation missile is. It's basically a heater for radar returns. It sees loud radar returns just like a Sidewinder sees, hot. But that hot may not be what you're looking at or want it to kill, right? Might be a flare, might be a friendly. But in this case, it might be the thing you didn't want to kill. So it's kind of like dice rolling. So, I don't think that would trivialize everything, but it'd be definitely be very helpful, and you definitely have a role in a plane that can actually carry anti-radiation missiles. So, there's no downside to having that. So you definitely have a roll, even though it's basically like, hey, I carry a big pair of dice, and if I roll 2 6s, the SAM site's instantly dead, and we don't have to worry about it. Yay! And if I fuck it up, I get points, but, we still have to go in there. I just look really stupid after, failing to win at a slot machine. So, you could spitball here about how to improve this and further enhance this, but we've been doing that for years with a whole lot of things, and it feels like Gaijin is just incredibly behind on all of that. I mean, thank God they're here finally, but man, this is a billion days short, or a billion days late, and millions of dollars short on, actually, doing what War Thunder should have been doing in the fucking first place. So, that's... I'm glad we're here, but why did it take 10 years? But then again, well, that'll soon be the story for me, honestly. You've been streaming for 9 years. Next year it'll be 10. By next year I might actually be in a better place. So, well, maybe good things take time, and good things come to those who wait, but holy shit, isn't it not a comfortable wait? Man. Well... knock on wood for my future and War Thunder's, though. I really hope this doesn't go the way of Enduring Conflict, because that was an absolute fucking travesty that game mode was not actually immediately thrown into the mix. Everyone liked it. I don't know why they decided to get rid of it, other than really stupid reasons. Really stupid fucking reasons. So stupid that they don't actually want to tell us because they know we will call them all morons and demand their heads on a pike. That's how you know it's really stupid, because we don't really definitively know why the fuck they didn't do that. It's probably a reason so stupid that people would probably have bounties put on their heads. But, let's hope we don't have a repeat of that situation with this, huh? Because it's nice to actually have a ground-based objective and actually be doing that, in the plains, like we wanted to from the get-go. So I feel like... long time coming, thank God it's here, and it functions. It's just that it's really primitive, and it's kind of insulting in a way that it's so primitive, because what the fuck have you guys been doing? But it's here. Go play it. Enjoy it for the 2 days that we have it. I had fun. It was a little bit of a struggle to figure out how to play it, but as you play these sorts of games, and you just adjust after failing over and over again. Eventually, you figure out what the fuck to do and what not to do. Remember? Notch the AMRAM or die. We all had to learn that, even though I played DCS, so I knew what notching is before all of that shit happened, and, well, it was fun to watch everyone die to AMRAM spam. But you eventually pick it up, you'll gain the senses to spot people, or find ways of spotting people without markers. It's gonna be a new and exciting world of actually using your fucking eyeballs, and, well... it'll hopefully get easier once we can play the game mode in planes that actually have radars, or play the game mode in a way where we don't actually have to worry about missiles and whatnot. So you can kind of, it's a little bit more comfortable, like playing it with props, because you could do the same thing with a flak net incredibly easily. So I feel like you could make this and play this at any tier. That was probably the objective, to come up with something that could be played at any tier. It really still shouldn't have taken them that long though. But I liked it. That's high praise for anything in War Thunder at this point. That isn't just a viciously, brutally overpowered vehicle that kills everyone and bullies small children. Because that's really the only way that War Thunder is fun anymore to me. I know that's probably true for a lot of people, but it's something that's actually traditionally entertaining and isn't just me bitch breaking the entire game. Because that's fun, but that's also not what we wanted anyway. So it's good to actually have something here for the moment. But unlike, this is the part where I say I'm hopeful again. But we had PvE missions go nowhere. Remember those? Where are they? Gone. We haven't heard of the, we've heard less of that than Enduring Conflict. And we had Enduring Conflict go nowhere. Actually, it was mostly just more or less thumbtacked onto simulator battles where it functions, but that's not what we wanted. And then there was Helicopter PvE, which nothing has happened with since it launched. Absolutely nothing. It's nice to have, we wanted that, but it didn't go anywhere. And you could have very easily actually made that bigger than it is. I'd love to be helpful about this, but I guess enjoy it while it's here, because there's no guarantee that it's going to be here, even if we all say we like it. Something may happen, and Gaijin may think, we can't give people good thing. That would be, not in our best financial interest. No, everyone gets to play in the salt mines more. No, you don't, we need you on the pipe dream. You can never arrive at the end of the pipe dream. Then that means you're not giving us any money anymore, not wasting your time with the crippling addiction that is War Thunder. No, you need to be on the pipe dream. No, you can never arrive. But fuck that. Really fuck that. If this doesn't go anywhere, I don't think I'm ever gonna have hope for War Thunder ever again, because this does function, and it's really rather boneheadedly obvious that it would. But if this doesn't go anywhere, it's malice. It is just outright malice that Gaijin doesn't want War Thunder to go anywhere. They're just fucking around, and they just enjoy wasting their time. Or maybe like spending money on making things like this is like some kind of weird ass embezzlement scheme where they just spend money on something and they say they're making games and they get some grant money from somewhere. We're making educational video games. Yes, historically accurate representations of vehicular combat, even though nothing is historically accurate anymore in this fucking game. And they spend like 1/10 of it on making something that looks like they're going somewhere, and then remaining 90% just go into their pockets. It wouldn't surprise me if that was actually the case. But I'm rambling. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host, Fontaman, and that has been, for now, War Thunder, the SEAD event. Go play it, because it may not be here. This may be the last chance to actually play something good in War Thunder. But enjoy the rest of your day, folks. I'm gonna take another shower.